Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
You know, I was thinking if I had hi Cherry. I was thinking if I had guys in the truck, I could walk in. I could do an intro, like a walk-in intro. But one day. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope that you are all well. I know you don't celebrate. Most of you don't celebrate for another month yet. But guess what? We do here. And it is a lot of fun. I have to be quick today, though, because as usual, I'm ill prepared in some... Who died? Nobody. My tits are out. Honestly, I just look so pale. Somebody sent me a screenshot the other day of me, and the first thing I said was, "Geez Louise, I look dead." Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you for coming in. Black on black on black. I know. Well, this is actually sheer black. You can't really tell, but it is quite sheer. And it's like a little, like, long coat, and I tied it up all cute. You have a sister named Paisley. That's crazy. I have 3 sisters. Ba-dum-tsh. No, but seriously, we're going to get into it because, indeed, I have to finish cooking a few dishes. We're not having a big Thanksgiving at all, but I express my love in food a lot of the time. And so what they request, they get. And that means for me that might be 5 different dishes, but whatever. It's the way it is, and I enjoy it. But that reminds me of something quick. We're going to be in the kitchen tomorrow, in the earlier morning. Okay, I'm making wonton soup. I have to do some prep tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm making my famous wonton soup from scratch. Very easy recipe, but it takes forever to wrap all the wontons. And I need you guys to body double me to make sure I do it, because inevitably I will make 50 or 60 and then I'll get tired. But with you there, I won't. And so together we will accomplish a full batch of wonton soup to put in the freezer for the days when I want it. This was spurred on by me wanting Chinese food. I thought, you know what, Paige, you could just order some wonton soup, you know? It was $19.99. No, ma'am. No. For less than that, I bought all the ingredients, and we are going to make a dozen bowls of soup at least. Many more. Well, many more. Anyways, that's tomorrow. Please, please, please turn notifications on because I don't know when it's going to be. It'll really depend on how long I sleep. In the meantime, though, confusingly enough, I don't understand. In Canada, when there's a federal holiday, you don't work. The courts are not in session. But for some reason, being Columbus Day in America, we still had court live today. So I guess I shouldn't complain. Oh, that's my version of Harry Potter's flu powder. Anyways, we're going to watch some court. One hearing, that's it. That's all we've got time for, especially since I've already talked for 5 minutes. I'm terrible. So we're gonna watch one case tomorrow. We'll watch another one while we make the wonton soup. Can we not watch that crazy judge again? Which crazy judge? This is in Thurston County. It's one. This judge, is he crazy?
We also can.
What do we think? I don't think he's crazy. I seem pressured to take him in and medicate. Thank you for the reminder, Adam. Also, I've decided not to say what I was about to say. So some sort of medication seems to be working. Oh, fuck.
From her last week that it's at.
And has anybody tried to call her yet?
Dustin is typing me right now. So I'm assuming somebody's trying to call.
Also, I
All
feel
right,
like
we'll
I'm
start
a
with
millennial
Deborah and
mother.
Charles Black.
Well, I am a millennial mother because I'm playing like early 2000s sort of popular music in the kitchen, very loud, while I'm dancing around it and making a large mess, just like I did when it was the early 2000s.
And Shirley Pavao. If the Blaggs would unmute, please. And Ms. Pavao, unmute.
When the children aren't here, I have been known to dance naked.
And if you'd all raise your right hands, please. Swear the testimony in this case be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
I do.
Thank you. All right, we're here for our second hearing. We continued it at the request of Ms. Pavao. I've reviewed the documents, I've reviewed the video. The Blaggs have anything else they want to add besides what's in the file?
Well,
Before you do, ma'am, I have to talk about this. Not ladylike cheers. I had to look at my order form to remember what pre-rolls I ordered. These are Animal Mints pre-rolls, M-I-N-T-Z. And then I also got a new cartridge for my pen, and it was a Jack Herrera live resin. Yes. So, needless to say, Paisley is happy.
after Friday, after the time had ended for uploading documents to the county clerk's website, I received actually last week after the protective order was issued, I received 3 emails from Ms. Pavao's attorney, Mr. Drury. The first email was asking us if we would speak to him to try to settle, and we declined that. Then he sent us a copy of Ms. Pavao's response, which was not on the website. So when I made a statement, I didn't address it. And then this weekend, he sent us another statement from a neighbor. I just want to address the fact that a lot of the background information of things that happened in the past that are our speculation as to why Ms. Pavao became obsessed with us is really irrelevant. I mean, I think the video pretty much shows where it's come from. Ms. Pavao has claimed that we've harassed and bullied her. She provided no evidence to the same. I've had incident reports we submitted.
Hold on. I'm going to have to set myself up over here because I'm in everybody's way. Also, I forgot about Jose. Jose is a problem today. Also, Space Panda, yes, Jack Herrera is I mean, I would argue that there are very few straight sativas, straight indicas, or that most modern pot is a hybridization of them all. But I agree with you that Jack Herrera is traditionally sativa. I don't have to worry too much about it. I have never had trouble sleeping. Knock on some wood. But and I used to manage a dispensary, so I've worked with a lot of different pot. One of my favorite jobs, in fact. I really enjoyed managing the dispensary. I just like when I work with cheese and I try all the cheese. When I work with pot, I try all the pot. My favorite is Lemon Walker, by the way. Can't find it anymore. Anybody gets their hands on some, let me know. Lemon Walker.
To our COA. I asked them for any incident report she'd submitted to on our behalf, and there was one, and it had to do with the incident that was mentioned in the pre-trial documentation. The bottom line is, oh, she also had a neighbor write a statement. This is a neighbor that we know who she is, and she lives here. We've had no encounter with her. We have never once encountered her with Ms. Paval while we were walking. The only witnesses to what's happened between us has been the witnesses that we have, who unfortunately declined to testify because they feared reprisal. I do have people that are here with us, one of whom had actually filed a police report against her last year, began the process for a protection order, but then they went out of town, and so they kind of dropped it. But I have people who can testify if necessary to having experienced very similar behavior to what we did. But I also witnessed her driving and her driving around and following us on the streets. But I think the main thing is that video, the level of intensity, we were shaking when we got home that day. She scared us. And it is, and yes, she's put her place up for sale, Your Honor. And that's her choice. I didn't want her to leave the neighborhood. Just leave us alone is all we asked. But she could always take that off the market. It may not sell. She may come back here to visit. We definitely request respectfully that you would proceed with the protective order against her, so that we can feel safe in our own neighborhood.
So one thing that we have to remember with Thurston County, and it's a love-hate relationship that we have with them, okay? But we will not see that video. The judge has seen the video, but we will not see the video. Ugh. I miss the good old days of Zoom court when we saw everything. That is fewer and far between these days, but at least we get to hear it. Again, I just want to remind you, when you are old, if you are old right now, this is especially important, but if you are gonna be old, that's all of us, listen up. Don't be like this. Like, it's uncanny the amount of older people that are fucking Karens in this county, and that must be multiplied throughout the whole fucking country. Look at Heather. Heather over there, she just is like, this is terrible. And that goes for young people too, but seriously, I really think that you just have to stop interfering. Your neighbors probably don't want to talk to you. Don't talk to them. Just don't talk to your neighbors. It's so simple to me. I don't know the people over there. I'm pointing over there. I don't know them. I don't even know their address. I barely know my address. I don't know theirs. I mean, like, seriously. Every time these people come to court for shit, I'm always reminded, like, these are usually neighbors, and in this case, once again, neighbors.
And Your Honor, I'm a disabled vet. I have PTSD, and what she did on the video, I mean, that has affected me and still affects me. If she were to be in the park, I don't feel safe walking around without a witness.
It's the name calling, it's the profanities, it's the shouting, it's the following. I mean, following and recording us over and over again without our knowledge, without our consent. We're in private property. This entire resort is private property. The streets are private property. They're owned by the COA. my understanding that it is illegal to record someone without their knowledge or consent. So she's been doing that repeatedly. She admits that she records, supposedly for her own safety, but she presented no video evidence or other evidence that showed us ever stalking her, yelling at her, shouting her, or threatening her. It's never happened.
Short of the one time I did 2 years ago. I've made amends to that.
All right. Mr. Drury, does Ms. Paval wish to add anything to what has already been filed?
Could we have Jose and Renata please mute your video?
Renata and Jose, if you would mute, please. There you go. Thank you.
This becomes comical,
Muchas
you
gracias.
guys.
Sorry about that. Yes, are we essentially at concluding statements here, Your Honor? Are we?
She can present any further testimony if she has anything. Like I said, I've read, including the new document that was filed. So if you,
Okay.
Ms. Paval, has anything else she wants to add, now would be the time.
Okay. Ms. Paval, I guess there's a continuing allegation that you follow the Blaggs, essentially seek them out in the community or follow them with your car. Do you intentionally seek contact with the Blaggs or follow them around the community?
I do not.
The video that was submitted, what were you out doing that day? Were you attempting to follow the Blaggs that day?
No, I was walking my dog in his stroller in the opposite direction of the Blaggs.
Okay.
Ooh, I threw up a little bit in my mouth. I was walking my dog in his stroller. This dog definitely has like bright colored fur done at the salon. And also, they're not saying black, they're saying blag. B-L-A-G-G. G-G. Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. What? I've seen a lady walking her dog in a stroller too. Seems like more like, well, wouldn't stationary stroller sitting be the same?
Mr. Blagg, I think just briefly stated that the only time he harassed you was that incident 2 years ago where he yelled out at you. Is that correct?
No, there was a in the back porch.
Can you please, and I apologize. Thank you. Okay. Could you state your answer again?
There was an incident in the back 40. It's a little hiking area.
How long ago
They
was that?
muted him again. He's unmuting him.
The last couple years, I'd say.
Okay. What happened in that occurrence?
They began questioning me about whose dog I had with me. Was it supposed to be with me? It went on and on, the same questions. I ignored them.
No, you didn't.
Stop.
Okay, don't interrupt, please.
Sorry.
I ignored them as long as I could. I kept on doing what I was doing, gathering the dogs. And eventually I told Deb not to talk to me because ignoring them was not working. By that time, Deb was to the left of me and Chuck was to the right of me. And my back was to some debris.
Understood. Did that feel like they were harassing you on that incident?
It did. I mean, I was ignoring them. And finally, when I reacted, Chuck's response was to shut the F up.
Okay. That sort of loud, confrontational, sometimes swearing, is that typical of, would you say, when Mr. Blagg confronts you or calls out to you?
Yes, it's always loud and it's always aggressive.
Ahí, en las 13, ¿no?
Okay, Jose, just keep it muted. I'll let you know when to turn it on, please.
Thank you. And Ms. Paval, as part of your filings, you submitted message board commentary from a Robert Winkler, from I shouldn't say testimony, Your Honor, I apologize. Message board communications from a Robert Winkler, a Colleen A, as well as a Kelly Ann. Do you recall what the purpose of those appear to be communications back to the Blaggs on the community message board? Is that correct?
Yes, and on Nextdoor.
Okay. Have other community members confronted the Blaggs, at least in community message boards, about sort of this focus on criticizing you online? I mean, for example, these three, is that what they're referring to?
Yes.
Okay. Besides those three, have other community members utilized the message boards to, at least respond to the Blaggs about apparent criticism of you over the message boards?
Yes, they do get some confirmation from Kathy Hutchison. She participates in backing Deb up as far as my work being a fire hazard, things of that nature, and me bringing disease into the park.
Thank you. And I apologize, Mr. Muskoff, could you please mute yourself?
Yes.
Kathy Hutchison also was the one who had the plants that the Blaggs accused me of destroying.
Kathy had the plants, Bill. But thank you for the late fee. My hair's still wet from my shower. I smell delicious. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill, for the late fee. I explained that tomorrow we're going to be cooking in the kitchen again in the morning. Don't miss it. Also, this recipe you can make at home too. You want to impress your family? You want to save yourself like $50 worth of wonton soup? I got your back.
And never spoke up until I filed an incident report. And the board made her acknowledge that she did in fact have the plants and I had destroyed nothing.
So good, NPC.
And then going to this incident on the 7th, that was your recording, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And I know you already testified in your statement regarding your safety concerns regarding recording. Is your anytime during those recordings, do you point your cameras at the Blaggs or?
No.
Okay, where is what are you using to record?
My phone.
Okay. And is it when do you turn it on?
When I see them and a couple other in the park, just in the event
When
that
do you
something
turn your
occurs, I have some
phone on?
documentation.
Okay. And why are you worried
Silent
about something
pants.
occurring?
Because it does. It's random. It happens consistently, either on the message board or physically.
And
I gotta take a few quick pics.
I think that's probably it. Well, going back to the 7th, I mean, have you watched that video yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Is that typical of your, I mean, would you agree you were pretty either angry or emotional that day?
I was extremely emotional. My voice was shaky. My voice was cracking. I was tired. I was just walking by them. I told my dog
I
to
was
stay.
tired. I'm retired.
Okay.
It's very
And
tiring.
I think it's unreasonable for Chuck to tell me not to talk to him after he initiated a conversation with me.
Okay. Did you, after that video, did you follow them or where did you go after that?
I turned around and went back home.
Were you far from your home?
No.
Okay. All right. I have no other questions for my client, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Drury. Blaggs, have anything else you want to add?
Yes, definitely. So first I want to mention the incident in the back 40 she refers to. We were out picking blackberries. We were on the side picking blackberries. A dog that I was not familiar with came running by us. It was not Shirley's dog.
It wasn't leashed.
It was just running by us. All right. And there are coyotes out there. The back 40 is a dangerous place. So I looked down and I said, Chuck, look, this dog is out here alone. And so I walked around the corner, where I saw Shirley, and I said, Shirley, is this your dog? I thought maybe she got a new dog. And she screamed at me not to talk to her. Don't talk. And I said, I'm sorry. I just was worried about the dog. If it's your dog, then fine. And I left. There was no other exchange. Chuck was not on either side of her. He was around the corner. I was the one who talked to her. That's ridiculous. Second thing I want to comment on is she talks about how she always videos us because there have been so many incidents. Where's the video? Where's a single video that shows one of us yelling and screaming and cursing and threatening her? The day of the incident on the 7th, we were walking, she came towards us. My husband and I looked at each other and said, just walk on. Because we didn't have a place to turn off to. She came by, her dog kind of leaped up like it was going to get out of its stroller and barked, at which time Shirley yelled at the dog to be quiet. Chuck is on the other side. He doesn't hear, didn't have his hearing aids in that day. All he said was, what did you say? And he said it in an angry manner because she's constantly doing this to us, constantly following us and yelling at us. And as soon as he said, what did you say? She went ballistic. So I walked on, I turned around and I said, Shirley, I heard you talking to your dog. Sorry, calm down. She did not calm down. Instead, she turned around and she followed us 2 blocks back to her place. Walked 2 full blocks. She stopped at her street. Finally, that's when she turned around and said, come kick my ass, mentioned my husband having a little dick and all these F-bombs she was throwing at us. She stopped right there. We continued.
4 inches is fine. Where is the guys in the truck with the fucking sound bites? Holy shit. What? Ma'am, we're going back 10 seconds in time. Say it again. Tell us about Chuck the Cuck. Allegedly, in my opinion.
And said, come kick my ass, mentioned my husband having a little dick and all these F-bombs she was throwing at us. She stopped right there. We continued on. The only thing we said to her in that exchange back was either calm down or be quiet or leave us alone or don't follow us. She literally followed us down. And we did have another neighbor who saw that. She even says in the video, she asked that person to watch the dog when she puts the stroller aside. That person, unfortunately, is not healthy and did not want to get involved. But her name is very clear. And if I have to, if this is not going to work, then I'll go get subpoenas for the witnesses that we have. I did not want to force a neighbor to come to court and face another hostile neighbor when they didn't want to. Trying to think, there was one other thing she mentioned. Oh, and all the message board stuff.
Courtney, did you hear that? I gotta go back if you didn't hear it. Did you hear that part? Did you hear the part about Chuck's cock? You didn't? Okay. I'm just gonna go back for like 2 seconds and you can hear. I also want to look at the judge's face when she says it. And then there's no next case today. It's Thanksgiving. Paisley has a lot to do. She's already late. But don't worry. We're gonna watch this part. And the judge will rule. Get your guesses in now. Who will drool?
Turned around and I said, Shirley, I heard you talking to your dog. Sorry, calm down. She did not calm down. Instead, she turned around and she followed us 2 blocks back to her place. Walked 2 full blocks. She stopped at her street. Finally, that's when she turned around and said, come kick my ass, mentioned my husband having a little dick and all these F-bombs she was throwing at us. She stopped right there. We continued on. The only thing we said to her in that exchange back was either calm down or be quiet or leave us alone or don't follow us. She literally followed us down. And we did have another neighbor who saw that. She even says in the video, she asked that person to watch the dog when she puts the stroller aside. That person, unfortunately, is not healthy and did not want to get involved. But her name is very clear. And if I have to, if this is not going to work, then I'll go get subpoenas for the witnesses that we have. I did not want to force a neighbor to come to court and face another hostile neighbor when they didn't want to.
But I fucking will.
Trying to think, there was one other thing she mentioned. Oh, and all the message board stuff. Okay, Your Honor, you have the messages, you have what we wrote, you have what she wrote, you have her telling me to F off, you have her going on and on about shit on another one. There was not a single disrespectful, profane comment made in anything we posted on that board. I would stand by that board any day. I try to always be respectful on the board. You know, there are some incidents that have happened in our community that she has been the center of. She tried to paint us as a racist community, brought the news crews out here into our community, videoing people and making us look bad, put it all over the internet, on YouTube, on Nextdoor. And we did engage in some conversation about how we...
On YouTube, you have my attention, ma'am. I was sorry, I was taking out... You know, the girls have been out the whole time. It seems that my shoulders are drawing more attention. But, what? YouTube? What? She put it on YouTube? I would love to see the videos if somebody could find Shirley's YouTube. That would be fun. We would definitely spend some time on that. Is that what she said? I'm pretty sure.
People and making us look bad, put it all over the internet, on YouTube, on Nextdoor. And we did engage in some conversation about how we thought that was inappropriate for her to do. But you will not find anything in writing with our names on it. I think the worst thing that you'll see in anything was Chuck made a comment about her being childish. That's it. No anger, no hostility, no profanities.
All right, thank you.
We do have people.
Now, I do have also, she mentioned Miss Hutchison. Miss Hutchison is here right now. If she could easily speak with regard to that incident on the flowers. But, you know, the truth is that garden isn't the issue. What happened there isn't the issue. These little things are not the issue. The issue is she is angry. She's volatile. She is frightening. She's loud, profane, and frightening. And I have another person here in the room, Renee, who...
Donald! Why am I not in St. Lucia with you? Wouldn't that be fun? Paisley needs a vacation. I hope you're having a good time. Better than these people. You know, I almost guarantee some of them have money to be in St. Lucia. And they ain't there. They're in Thurston County fighting with their neighbors. Woo! Not.
Also witnessed her following us one time. She was willing to speak. I mean, I have several people here in this community who can attest to the honesty of what we're talking about and to her behavior, if that would help.
All right, thank you. You know, it struck me listening to the video that was provided was, do I think Ms. Paval was the dominant agitator in the video? Yes, but there was also mutuality in the video. There was a back and forth, and it's not like one person's being silent and the other just is continuing to harangue. There's agitation back and forth, and I'm not, this isn't debatable. I'm just telling you what I saw and what I've heard and what I've read. And I think if I was convinced that Ms. Paval, if I didn't have information that she was leaving, I might do something different. But Ms. Paval's the last I saw was in Oregon. She's put her house up for sale. I'm going to assume that this is going to be the effective resolution of this case. I'm not going to get law enforcement involved in this. And I'm going to deny the petitioner's request for an order, not because of Ms. Pavau's behavior. It's inappropriate, but I think the response from the Blags in some degree, particularly in the video, was inappropriate. So Ms. Pavau, I'm denying the Blags' request for the order. I will indicate to you that they have the right to refile a petition if you show up back at the park and the same behavior occurs. They have made very clear in filing this petition that they don't want you to contact them in any way. And so you should respect that. And by contacting them in any way, I mean in any way. So if you're back at the park doing whatever you do, and you come in contact with them, they have the right to come into court and say, after we had all that long hearing, she's still doing the same thing. There will likely be a different resolution to this case. But for now, I'm not going to enter a protection order.
Your Honor.
No, I'm not debating it. The request is denied. Do you have a question?
Well, no, I mean, if you heard the video, I mean, we said.
Okay, I'm not debating the facts. If you
Right.
have a question, I'll answer the question.
What about while her house is on the market? We have this temporary restraining. Can we at least have that continue until the house is sold?
No, there is no longer a restraining order. We've had our full hearing.
Okay.
And I've made very clear to Ms. Pavau, she used to have no contact with the Blags. If she does, you have the right to come back and ask for a full order. And I've indicated that if I'm convinced she's the initiator of that contact, then you'll likely get the order at that time. But for now, I don't think it's appropriate.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you. Your Honor.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Jesus. We're done. Sorry. We still went 37 minutes, almost 40 minutes. Just remember, that's longer than, well, never mind. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Remember, Donald will be back tomorrow for your birthday, but happy early birthday. I approve of treating yourself. Sherry, it was fast. It was just one case. There's a really great example of how I personally add 17 to 20 minutes to a 20-minute case. Thank you guys so much for being here, for being my friends. You know, if you all lived closer by, I would invite you for Thanksgiving. I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you for being around, even if you don't chat, or even if you don't comment, or even if you don't like me. I still appreciate you. It really means a lot, and I love each and every one of you. We're gonna be back at it again tomorrow during the day. We're gonna make the soup. Adam, tell me when you find it. Tell me when you find it. And seriously, have a wonderful, wonderful Columbus Day. But here, it's Thanksgiving. Your family, so I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And maybe next year, we will dine together. Anyways, in the meantime, do me a favor. Remember that I love you. And I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time.
Happy Thanksgiving, baby. Bye.